posting its first real profit. Here's what happened with the shares. Soared the most since its market debut in 2013 after the first revenue growth in 4 quarters. And that's despite losing its COO and continuously fighting the scourge of spam bots and fake news out there. Let's bring up Bloomberg tech reporter Selena Wang. She joins us now live from San Francisco to break down these earnings for us. And just showing that chart that Ramy had mentioned there, Selena, the first profit growth that we've seen for some time. But is this share rally overblown?
The company certainly showed very strong financial results for the first time in a very long time. They finally reversed that revenue decline. They also produced a GAAP profitable quarter for the very first time. Now, these are very promising signs for investors, but the share rally may have been overblown. There's a key metric here, the monthly active users, which actually remained stagnant. It remained at about 330 million users, which really pales in comparison to the numbers that Facebook and Google has. And in addition, while the daily active user number did continue to see double-digit growth, the question for investors is how much more value can Twitter continue to juice out of that same core base of users? And at a certain point, that will hit a ceiling. And that's where the question of the long-term sustainability of Twitter really comes into question.
Yeah, I mean, the concerns that everyone has had with Twitter, that this is just a platform for celebrities and for journalists, not a whole lot of people are really joining in on this Twitter wave anymore. What is exactly contributing then to this daily active user growth?
Absolutely. We are seeing incremental product tweaks that are causing this core user base to continue to come back to the app and come back actually more often. These are tweaks like the timeline algorithm change that has done a better job of showing relevant tweets and accounts to users. It's really simplified that process. They also increased that 140 character limit to 280, which makes it a lot easier for people to express their thoughts without being cut off. Jack Dorsey also admitted on the conference call that they haven't really done a good job of matching people with their interests. So a big focus of 2018 is going to be making it easier for people to find topics to follow. Now, that being said, we're talking about DAU growth here. This is people who are already on the app. A lot of these changes haven't really shifted the value proposition to people who aren't already on Twitter. What are they going to do is a big question to try to achieve that sort of mass growth. Whether or not they can even ever get there is unclear.
Well, I guess they have to then look even more and more overseas, though, don't they? And you just kind of wonder, international growth, is it the same kind of challenge? Although I must say, when I go around the world, it seems like more and more government officials, for example, in other countries are tweeting just like the President of the United States.
There's some really fascinating statistics in this quarter, and one of them, as you mentioned, was that international growth. We actually saw advertising revenue and users in the United States decline, and that was really made up by international growth, especially in Asia. Japan was one of their fastest growing markets. We saw double-digit growth there, and even in China, where it's technically blocked, they do have a business where they help domestic businesses spread the word over Twitter overseas. Now, this could be alarming for some analysts and investors who see this decline in the U.S. as very concerning, since it is a key advertising market and a place where you can extract a lot of value per user. So even though there is a lot of growth coming from overseas, they do really want to see more growth coming from the United States, where you have Snapchat and Facebook rapidly growing their numbers.